at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Kanifing General Hospital, and regional health centers. Meanwhile, the National Food and Drug Testing Laboratory and the Farato Emergency Treatment Center are in their final phases of completion. As part of efforts to strengthen frontline service delivery, we have procured 52 fully equipped ambulances, 6 supervisory vehicles, 61 motorcycles, 157 bicycles, and 20 tricycles to support immunization, outreach, and emergency referrals. In addition, we will soon establish an ambulance command center for national emergency medical response. At the same time, expanded postgraduate training for health professionals is strengthening the national health workforce and building a more resilient and people-centered health system. Quite notably, for the first time, dentists and pharmacists are being trained in the country, with the inaugural cohort expected to graduate this year. Youth, women, and social protection. Mr. Speaker, my government recognizes gender equality and women and youth empowerment as critical for national development. In 2025, drawing on the Women Enterprise Fund, over $12 million was disbursed to 112 women groups. These benefited over 10,000 women. And additionally, 1,702 adolescent girls and young women were also supported through financial literacy initiative. Furthermore, they will receive a grand total into 100 people with disability. The My government, through the NAFA RISE project, continue to support over 29,000 vulnerable households. This support includes a monthly cash transfer of $1,500 to vulnerable households. Mr. Speaker, tapping into the support to victims of gender-based violence fund, in December 2025, the government assisted 75 survivors. A total of $40,000 was given to each survivor. To prevent delays in administering justice on gender-based violence, a specialized court has been built to be inaugurated in the second quarter of 2026. The Gambia is the 6th country in Africa to establish a court of this nature. Similarly, following a need assessment exercise, $4 million was disbursed to 11 organizations of people with disability. Connected to this, to strengthen social work in the country, a Bachelor's of Arts degree course is now offered at the UTG to train social workers. In the area of child protection, a national children's policy was formulated in 2025 to cover emerging child protection issues. In addition, a national child protection strategy and action plan has been revised and adopted. Alongside these activities, in the establishment of a child rights center at the UTG, the center will offer BSc courses in children's rights and welfare, as well as conduct research on issues related to children. Likewise, a child rights monitoring unit has been established at the National Human Rights Commission. The Commission will work closely with the government and NGOs to monitor matters of welfare and rights of children in the Gambia. Mr. Speaker, youth development remains another priority for my government. Key interventions include youth agricultural training under the Gambia Songhai Initiative, Entrepreneurship, training under NEDI, and dedicated university programs under the National Youth Service Graduate Program. Governance, justice, and public service reform. Mr. Speaker, institutional reform remains one of the most outstanding achievements of this government. Consequently, we continue to strengthen the rule of law, accountability, and access to justice through far-reaching justice sector reforms. Landmark legislation such as the Election Act 2025, the Criminal Offences Act 2025, and the Criminal Procedure Act 2025 have modernized our legal framework. They have replaced outdated colonial-era laws with right-based contemporary standards aligned with international human rights obligations. These reforms now enhance electoral integrity, safeguard freedom of expression, strengthen protection against corruption, and sexual and gender-based violence. Together, these legislations have reinforced due process across the criminal justice system. Mr. Speaker, significant progress has also been recorded in advancing transitional justice, reparation, and accountability. The government has fully implemented 60 Truth, Reconciliation, and Reparation Commission's recommendations, with 141 ongoing. The Reparation Commissions became fully operational with 7 commissioners sworn in. Government allocated $20 million to the reparations fund in 2025, with an additional allocation confirmed for 2026. Concurrently, the legal and institutional frameworks for prosecuting serious human rights violations were strengthened through the Special Prosecutor's Office architecture, the establishment of a special criminal division of the High Court, and ongoing collaboration with regional partners to ensure that impunity for grave crimes is decisively addressed. Access to justice and integrity in the public service have been enhanced further through the expansion of legal aid services nationwide, the rollout of a digital case management system across justice institutions, and the modernization of key registries. Among them is the company registry and intellectual property systems. In December 2025, the National Assembly confirmed the commissioners of the Anti-Corruption Commission, positioning the country to intensify the fight against corruption and promote ethical governance. These reforms, together with the ongoing development of a justice sector strategy policy for 2026-2030, underscore my government's commitment to a justice system that is independent, transparent, efficient, and responsive to the needs of all Gambians. To improve public service delivery, we are preparing to launch the MyGov platform. This is currently at an advanced stage, with its deployment targeted this year. The platform will serve as the one-stop shop for high-volume priority services. These incorporate birth certification, national identification cards, passports, driver's license, and business registration. The eventual integration of the platform with GamSuite under the central bank will enable the acceptance of Visa and MasterCard payments on the platform, in addition to other supported local digital wallets. We have also made significant progress in modernizing public service management through the ongoing development of a comprehensive human resource management information system. Once completed, this system will integrate personal records, the payroll, performance management, and pension administration into a single digital platform. Its objective embraces improving efficiency, accountability, evidence-based planning, and decision-making across government. The government has equally introduced a comprehensive performance management framework to promote accountability and results. The framework links planning, budgeting, and performance assessment to make sure that public institutions and officials are held accountable. Defense, security, and national stability. Mr. Speaker, peace and stability remain the foundation upon which all development depends. We have made significant progress in the security sector reform, strengthening internal security, public safety, and democratic oversight. As a result of these sustained efforts, the Gambia is now ranked the safest country in West Africa and the Gambia is now ranked the safest country in West Africa, fourth safest in Africa, according to Business Insider Africa. This achievement reflects the growing confidence in our national institutions and the unwavering commitment of our security services to safeguarding the country and its people. Law enforcement performance is improving, as indicated by the arrest of a number of dangerous criminals last year. They include fugitives linked to armed robbery, murder, and other high-profile cases, thus suggesting growing efficiency within the security services and raising crime detection trend in the country. In the same manner, border control was strengthened through the rollout of the Migration Information and Data Analysis System and the integrated immigration systems. A major milestone was the enactment of the National Security Council Act 2025, which completed the Gambia's national security architecture to enhance strategic oversight, accountability, and interagency cooperation. Drug enforcement efforts recorded significant successes. Over 1,170 drug-related cases were handled, and the conviction rate increased by about 98%, alongside progress on the establishment of a regional treatment and rehabilitation center. Tourism, arts, and culture. Mr. Speaker, in 2025, the tourism sector recorded 233,113 tourist arrivals, representing a 3% increase over 2024. By the same token, micro, small, and medium enterprises were strengthened, with over 120 enterprises supported and 50% of them securing buyer-supplier linkages, with investment in coastal protection and new training programs, position the sector for resilient growth. $1.4 million in matching grants was approved for businesses as well. The government successfully secured a UNESCO funding of $100,000 for our cultural heritage preservation project. So far, 90 intangible cultural elements have been documented. A major upgrades of Fort Bullen and the Mango Park Memorial have been undertaken. Relatedly, the Gambia has earned UNESCO's recognition of the historic Georgetown in the Central River region. Diplomacy and global engagement. Mr. Speaker, in 2025, my government strengthened its international standing and strategic partnerships. We continue to play leading roles in international community as chair of the OIC. Key milestones registered include the fourth EU-Gambia partnership meeting under the Samoa Agreement and participation in the EU-AU Summit. I take this opportunity to express sincere appreciation to all our bilateral and multilateral partners whose technical, financial, and policy support continues to complement the government efforts and strengthen our national response to development challenges. Climate and the environment. Climate change and land governance are defining challenges of our time. However, we delivered measurable progress in climate resilience and environmental protection. 5-year, €6.9 million Gambia Resilient Project was launched last year to restore and sustainably manage over 1,000 hectares of mangroves across 5 protected areas. This is directly benefiting 180 communities and advancing the Gambia's national climate commitment. My administration also developed the 4th National Disaster Risk Mitigation Plan 2026-2033, provided lean season assistance to over 1,100 households, and provided housing support for families affected by the 2022 floods. An early warning legal and regulatory framework was strengthened through the enactment of the National Early Warning and Response Mechanism Act 2025. With similar resolve, decisive enforcement against environmental degradation led to the interception and prosecution of persons linked to 30 trucks of illegal harvested timber. Simultaneously, expanded community forestry support has broadened and strengthened conservation outcomes and livelihoods. Concluding remarks, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable National Assembly members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as required by the Constitution, my address provides an account of the current state of affairs of the nation. It focuses on the overall administration of our country, zeroing in on major policies, programs, legislation, achievements, challenges, and future direction. As we reflect on the progress made by my administration and the challenges ahead, my message to all Gambians is that we recommit ourselves to a more resilient and progressive Gambia based on the principles of IRUA, the National Development Plan. Mr. Speaker, my government recognizes that despite the progress made in 2025, challenges linger on. We are aware, for example, of the continuous cost of living pressures on many households. Hence the heavy investment in agriculture to boost our food self-sufficiency drive through local production. We continue to provide support to ease the challenges associated with smallholder farming and the subsistence nature of our agriculture. Our output support through subsidies is to ensure farmers spend less and earn much more from their produce. The price of granules last year exemplified this. In the medium to long term, we will continue investing in mechanization to improve overall agricultural productivity. In addition to persistent climate risks, addressing irregular migration and youth employment urgently requires sustained attention. My government will continue to work with partners to address these pressing challenges through skills development and private sector-led investment. Healthcare access and quality improved tremendously over the last decade, but we will continue striving for greater achievements and better health outcomes. Honorable Speaker, honorable members of the National Assembly, and fellow Gambians, looking back, the Gambia today is more stable, more connected, better governed than it was a decade ago. Functional institutions have been established, relevant systems strengthened, and solid foundations laid for more significant outcomes. The task ahead is to consolidate these gains, maintain a vibrant and diversified economy, protect democratic stability, and continue building a resilient and inclusive nation. As we reflect on our journey together, let us reaffirm our commitment to justice and good governance. Our courts, institutions, and leaders in all spheres of work must continue to serve with integrity and ensure that every Gambian feels seen, heard, and respected. This is not a perfect path, but it is the path of progress. It is the path that demands patience, accountability, dialogue, and the courage to correct ourselves when we falter. We extend a hand of friendship to all friendly nations, near and far, and we do so conscious that our voice carries the weight of our people's dignity. Mr. Speaker, my government will continue to build roads, schools, hospitals, and energy systems that connect our communities and power our future. These foundations are not merely concrete and steel. They are lifeline opportunities symbolizing the promise that every child born in the Gambia can dream beyond limits. My administration will continue its drive for digital transformation in all sectors of the economy, especially to inform government service delivery and enhance tax collection and accountability. The ongoing reforms in the telecommunication sector will continue with a view to improving efficiency, affordability, quality of service to consumers and returns on investment. Mr. Speaker, my government reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the principles of gender equality, and we recognize the vital importance of empowering our women and youth. We will continue creating opportunities for girls and women and insist on strengthening them, treating them with dignity. As an obligation, we are determined to mainstream gender equality and recognize women in our governance structure and systems. By upholding these values, we will build a stronger, fairer, and more united nation where every citizen can contribute to and benefit from our collective progress. Likewise, we recognize the vital role of our development partners, whose support has been instrumental in advancing our national priorities. Their solidarity reminds us that the Gambia is not alone in its pursuit of growth and stability. With their partnership, we are better equipped to transform challenges into opportunities and to ensure that no Gambian is left behind. Mr. Speaker, honorable members and fellow Gambians, as we approach the 2026 presidential election, I call on all political parties, candidates and supporters to conduct their campaign in a spirit of peace, tolerance, and mutual respect. Elections are a cornerstone of our democracy, and they must strengthen rather than divide us. Together with the Independent Electoral Commission and all relevant institutions, my government remains fully committed to ensuring that the upcoming election is conducted in a peaceful, transparent, credible, and orderly manner. I urge every Gambian to uphold the values of unity, dialogue, and national cohesion so that the outcome of the election reflects the will of the people and further consolidates our democratic gains. Mr. Speaker, also call on all Gambians to join my government in building the Gambia we aspire. We may not have the Gambia of our dreams yet, but we are shaping it with every effort, every sacrifice, and every act of service. Together, we are writing a story of resilience and hope, a story that says to the world, the Gambia is rising, and although the journey is long, our resolve is unshaken. To conclude, Mr. Speaker, I sincerely thank my cabinet members, the judiciary, the legislature, our public servants, the private sector, civil society organizations, and the security and intelligence services, as well as all Gambians and friends of the Gambia for our successes. I pray that we continue to work closely in harmony and strive for sustained peace, stability, security, progress, and inclusive development. I thank you all for your kind attention.